Welcome back to another episode. It is currently Monday, September 8th, 2025, and we will be going over our Mindset Mondays, where it's just so important for us to start off the week having that correct mindset and how we can continue to set ourselves up for success. To make sure to follow me on Instagram at Corey Phillips 3, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel as we continue to build. But I just want you to continue to just look yourself in the mirror each and every day, and there's a reason why people are successful. It's not about money. It's not about what type of skill set you have. It's not about all those other things if you don't have that correct mindset. Your mindset is the main important thing that can keep you from reaching your goals or limiting your goals. Something that certain wealthy people have is that have that discerning desire to win. It's not necessarily having scattered goals. A lot of people say just go after the passion or do what they want to do. But no, people that are successful are people that continue to have that desire to win, to have the desire to want more. The power of just continuing to have that mindset that they will be successful regardless of what that is. The most wealthiest individuals have extreme amounts of focus in their life. They do things that other people aren't willing to do. They're not the people that's going to quit. They're not the people that's going to stop when things are hard, but they learn from those things. We look at society where you look at school where people have to get an A, which means you have to get 100% things are right. But the people that are most successful are the people who failed the most. Most people think that they're going to be successful on their first try or the second try, but that's not true. The people who see the most success are the people that took the most shots and the ones that missed the most shots because they understand that the more shots that they take, that they'll miss some, but eventually they'll make some. So that's something that I want you to understand in your life, that continue to take that risk so that you can reach that next level. You need to be able to surround yourself around people that are success minded individuals, people that don't complain. You see so many problems in the world, you see all these different issues, but everyone's sitting behind a screen. But no one's actually taking the next step and actually implementing and solving and creating that space where these issues can be continue to be heard and seen and pushing the narrative forward. So many people look on social media, they want to advocate for things, they want to continue to share information. But when it comes to implementing, most people are not going to continue to take that next step and actually integrate the information. The main important thing is being able to not just talk about it, not just think about it, not just talk about it, but be about it. Be about putting the work and actually executing in this time where there's so much information where people don't know where to execute. In this time where there's so much information that we know all these different problems. But don't get distracted from all these different things, but focus on what really matters that can continue to change your life and the people around you. And that will come with increased focus. That will come with surrounding yourself with other like minded individuals that talk about how they can solve problems. That's something that you can use to visualize that within your mind and have that mental conditioning in order to have wealth buildings. People think about people that talk about having positivity. People think that just because people talk about success that they're bragging or that you're someone who does that's selfish. But no, just because certain people live a set of so low level expectation doesn't mean that they have lower mind. The people that you want to be around are people that want to talk about success, talk about what growth is, talk about how they can solve problems. And if people are not with that and there's someone that's against it all the time, then you have to add a new level of people in your life. Around people that's going to continue to surround themselves with people that have want success. You are who you hang around. If you hang around people who all they do is talk about and complain and lose, then that's what you're going to be. You have to be able to have that positivity within your life, and that persistence is what continues to separate wealth builders from dreamers. People promote like work-life balance over commitment. Of course, it's important to have some sort of balance in your life, but in order to receive success, you have to have a certain level of discipline where work-life balance is not actually a reality. You have to overextend yourself to a sense of some sort of dedication or framework in order to reach success. The highest level CEOs spend thousands of hours a week perfecting on their craft that might invest over 10, 20, 30 years. The highest level athletes are people that spend time working before, during, and after practice. It's like a full time job where they work hundreds, 80 to 100 hours a week working on their goals. And people that understand that most successful people are the people that they have that level of focus, that level of commitment that other people do not have. That's why you see Kobe making 100 shots a day because knows that he has to put the extra work in order to become successful. People want to become successful because it's convenient, but it's never convenient. You cannot take shortcuts to wealth. You cannot take shortcuts to success. It's this long, tedious process that people need to understand that it's not going to just come from clicks and views. It comes from actually putting your head down and working, doing the things that other people are not willing to do in order for you to reach new heights. If we just went and took one video and tried to get one click and one view to get successful, then we all be in a situation where that's not true. The persistence is what separates the people from dreamers. The people that actually go out there and execute and do stuff consistently. It's going to be hard. It's going to be long. You might not see those results, but the people that continue to stay persistent with that are the people that can change your life. Another framework is having a true wealth psychology. Someone who wants to think about paying yourself first is the most important thing you can do for your life. Before you go out and buy a car, before you go and actually spend your money, you have to pay yourself. Pay yourself. Stop pushing consumption and debt. In this world where people are always trying to impress the person that they don't like, trying to be someone who they aren't, and try to have a perception of what their reality is. When you have all these different things in a world where they push you to buy expensive clothes, cars, and trying to impress people, that puts you in a situation where you discourage yourself from building wealth. And most people, when you look down the line, you look down 5 years, a week, 2 years, 1 year down the line, is that purse really worth it that you bought? Are those pair of shoes really worth the amount of money that you spent for it? Is that enough of you going to buy a bottle at the club really worth that one night out? Or could I put that money somewhere that's going to actually change my life? You don't need to pay yourself to keep up with the Jones, keep up with the Kardashians, keep up with all these NFL players and rappers and all these different people. All these people have money. They don't show their money. They're the people that have these sponsor these companies, but they make the money off of people's financial and just of not being financially disciplined. They want people to be able to overextend each and every year on the holidays, on Christmas, on hotels, on food, on holidays, on vacations, so that they can continue to make more money. But they don't actually continue to do what's best for the people. So you have to look out for yourself. You look out for your family. You look out for your loved ones. And understand that in reality, if you want true fulfillment, and you want true fulfillment in your life, that you have to go off of what that true foundation and your true purpose that you live by. It's not going to come from buying more cars, buying more shoes, buying more vacations, but it comes with what type of purpose that you want to have within your life. What type of person do you want to become? What type of people do you want to serve? What type of problems are you solving? No matter how much money that you have in your pocket is not going to make you a better person if you don't have that true foundation in your life. If you only live for money but you don't treat people right, you're not going to have that type of fulfillment. I don't care how many cars or chains or jewelry or houses or cars that you have. If you don't have that foundation, you don't have that mental discipline, that mental, physical, that social toughness, you will not be fulfilled. And you understand that the real fulfillment will come in your purpose. Most people that are millionaires are frugal. They're not flashy. Instagram is only a highlight of the reality of what the real world is. They want you to be distracted. They want you to overconsume. They want you to be fearful. They want you to be in a world where you're always in survival mode. They don't want you to be in a world where you're truly free. All of this cycle is to continue to keep us distracted from things that actually change our life, but only in a mode where we're in complacency and not being in a world where we can actually make and take advantage of our opportunities right in front of us. So that's so important that you continue to understand that helping others is something that can actually be able to build up over time. You have to be able to help others financially can actually hurt them if you're not being able to be a little bit selfish, if you're not want to become successful. You have to be able to help other people learn how to fish. Why would I teach someone something if they're not going to continue to learn for themselves? And same thing with me. If someone wants me to learn something, they want me to be able to teach myself to fish so I can fish for a lifetime instead of someone else fishing for me all the time. And that's what a lot of people want in society, is they want things to get handed to them, or they want things to be shared, they don't want things to get to a certain point, but they don't actually want to do it themselves. If I just learn how to build wealth investing in the stock market and I just handpicked everyone to turn to learn and just give them stocks with no explanation, no information, and just say go and do it, and they're only going to be their only level of success will be by the amount that they're taking from someone else. But in reality, you have everything you need inside of you. You don't need to rely on other people for your success. You have everything you need within you. You need to learn how you can build that mindset so you can be able to be self-sufficient and learn your mindset. Of course, be around people that are bettering you in certain areas, but not continue to just overextend yourself and other people if they don't show that level of mindset within themselves to become successful. This is something that's very important. Another thing is understanding income is versus net worth. People talk about salary, but the real wealth is comes in your net worth, not your salary. There's many people that make over six figures, but they still live paycheck to paycheck because they spend all this money working in a corporate job or some sort of high-paying salary. But in reality, they don't tell me about how many type of assets do you have? Do you own your home? Do you have retirement? Do you have a business? Do you have your kids' college paid for? It's important to stack up assets that you can always continue to live regardless of what that job continues to push for. Um, this is something that's so important that we need to understand that we buy assets and when it's not about the income, regardless about what your income is, it doesn't matter if you don't buy assets. Because assets is what truly gives you freedom, which truly gives you that success in terms of building wealth over the long run. Another part is, in order to get to that self, you have to be able to have that strategic power mindset. You continue to use your reputation as social capital. Your reputation is the most important thing, and you need to be able to use people in order to become successful. And so people needed you in order for them to become successful. So you need people in your life. I don't care how nonchalant or how much you think I can do it alone. You cannot do it by yourself. You need other people. You need to interact. You need to be able to put yourself in front of people in order to become successful. Closed mouths will not get fed in this society. Someone else will get that. It's either you'll get the opportunity or someone else who opens their mouth and continues to execute will get the opportunity. So it might as well be you. You need to be able to understand how you can cultivate relationships by providing value to others, positioning yourself, doing what you say you're going to do, showing up on time, showing up and being someone that people want to be around. People don't want to be around people that's only taking. They don't want to be around people that provide nothing and have nothing to offer. They don't want to be around people that only linger and don't help them reach their goals. The more value you provide to others, the more people will come into your life that will continue to build you into that new person that you always desire. You just have to be able to position yourself and allow yourself to get there. It's using you have to be able to have that different relationship. Um, you need to have those relationships. It comes in partnership. If you want to build wealth, you cannot do it alone. Who you marry is the most important thing that you can do financially. That's why majority of people are divorced because of money. Do you really look to yourself and say this relationship that I'm having can help me financially, both from my personal and family wealth? If that's something that you have to be able to look into the mirror and see if this person in my life adds to my wealth, or is this person that takes from my wealth, both physically, mentally, money, family, any aspect of your life. Just understand that you have to look at those different things like other people. And be able to look several moves ahead in your life. People looking today like, oh, I need to get finished with college. I need to go and buy and get this quick bag. I need to go and just get this job next week where I'm looking to have a good time on the weekend. Think beyond today. Think beyond tomorrow. Think beyond next year. Think 10, 20, 30 years down the line and how you can position yourself both in your relationships, both in your mindset, both in your education, both in how you cultivate those different things over the course of time that can compound in your life. Because those small little 15-minute chats you had with people, meeting people at networking events back when you were in high school and college can transform where they'll be down the line. You never know who's going to be to you or me and where they'll go. So you might as well treat people in the best respect as you see them. Never take anyone for granted and be able to help provide value each and every time you see them. So then when they become successful, you become successful because you were always someone who contributed to their life, to someone that you always poured into, someone that you always cared about, someone that you were actually wanted to see succeed. Because you block so many blessings by being able to cut people out of their life prematurely without actually pouring back into them and them just doing it just to help them succeed, not even ask for anything. The more people that you do that for, the longer you'll see that investment in your relationships and you'll continue to exceed down the line with your success. You want to create multiple paths for your success. I see a lot of people online. There might be people that might be a rapper, there might be someone that's an artist, someone that's an athlete, someone that's an entrepreneur. They think they only have one shot at being successful. But that's truly not the best way to do it. Why would you put all your eggs in one basket? You want to diversify your life. If I'm someone that knows I want to go into a specific field, most people that graduate from college don't even work in the same job as their career. So why are you only spending your time just doing one thing? The people that are able to be successful are people that can be able to be versatile, that can be around different types of people, understands different types of circumstances, has different skill sets. And this is something that's most important than ever. Of course, have those main things that you're good at, but be able to perform in different environments, doing different tasks, so you can be excelled during the future. Your degree is not going to save you alone. You need the network plus your actual personal skill set. It's going to bring you to new rooms, to new heights. Your ambition, your drive, your curiosity to learn, your different mindset of being a leader, you being having different accolades and different avenues. It's going to help you put yourself in rooms that you always want to be. Would you rather be the person that's sitting on the bench or about to get cut because you only know one position, or you someone that wants to be on the all-star team because you know every single position you play the position well? That same avenue in your life. We can strive for we can strive for perfection, but we'll never reach perfection. But we'll be 10 times header, 10 times further than if we just strove for only being average. That's why it's so important for you to continue to have that multiple path that you can reach that success in your life. You need to have someone that knows that in investing, you can't just gamble yourself to wealth. People spend thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars on the lottery, on sports betting, on get rich quick schemes. But that's truly not the way to build wealth. You cannot bet yourself to wealth. You cannot gamble yourself to wealth. Everything that's worth building takes a long time to build. All these different influencers you see online getting rich overnight is not the norm. Only a few select few people become millionaires in their early 20s. That might be luck, that might be good circumstance, but that's not everyone. You need to be able to build something that's long and sustainable that you can help build over the long run. Would be anything that is short, that these get rich quick schemes, day trading, options, sports betting, all those different things cannot even outpace people that build for the long term. Be able to think that having smart allocation strategies. You have to not just have your money just in the savings account and call it a day. You have to be able to put your money to work for you, or you will always be slave to the system. If your money is not working for you, you will never be financially free. The cost of living will continue to go up. The, the situation that you need to be able to have ownership in different assets like real estate, stocks, things like that, so you can be able to build true generational wealth. You need to be able to understand that when different fees in the financial industry can cut off a lot of profits. People think that they have a retirement or different stocks, they go up 100%. But if you don't look out for those different fees, you can see a lot of your rates and gains get cut over time. If you have someone that's managed your money, most financial advisors can outperform the market. We're looking at high management fees for some of these companies and buying and selling. So that's something that's very important to look out for. Society gets wrong is that people think that money doesn't buy happiness. Of course, money does not buy happiness, but you'll be way better if you have money than if you don't have money. People that are wealthy do not say this. Money does not buy happiness, but you'll be way better if you're in a better financial situation than if you weren't. We have normalized the ability to struggle. We have normalized the ability to be in a situation where we're always in survival mode. Instead of us complaining and us talking about why things the way they are, because life is hard. We're all people that are going to go through things that are tough. For some people have more than others. But the thing is, where you are now is not where you're going to be. You have to have this mindset where I know that if I can put myself in a better situation, I can do this for my family. That I can be able to help more people. That if you have these different avenues, you can be able to create more change for the world. If you understand that what financial freedom really means to you. People think that rich people are greedy people. Victim mindset will always keep you poor. There's of course people making you more money is only a bigger version of who you are. If you're someone who treats people terribly, or you're someone who's evil, or you're someone who's greedy, you'll be somebody that's greedy when you're rich. But if you're someone that's built off the foundation of wealth, of helping people, of being a good person for your community, or genuinely wanting to be a good person, you'll be a good person with more money to be able to provide more impact to more people. People think about just work hard and you'll be fine. But extraordinary strategies and systems. Working hard is not going to guarantee you becoming success. You can work of course you have to work hard to get good things, but working hard every single day with no return is not going to continue to change your life. You have to be able to work hard and be able to leverage that, whether that's a skill set, whether that's relationships, whether that's income, so that you can continue to leverage that to build more opportunities, open more doors, where you can be able to buy yourself a house, be able to invest your money in the stock market, where you can start a business, whether you can put yourself in a new situation or environment. Do not utilize just working hard 24/7 and have that pay out for you, because there's no guarantee that there will be any sort of retirement account from a lot of these positions. There's no social security for people in Gen Z possibly going to run out. There's going to be a higher cost of living. There's not going to be a position where a lot of people is going to be able to get help. You have to be able to help yourself in this new environment and be able to help the people around you. And that's what true wealth is, just that you can build over time. Work smarter, not harder. The people that are most successful are not the smartest people. They're not the people that always work the hardest, but they know what that mindset is and how they can help them build wealth. That is normal. That the certain bad debt is not normal. We have normalized overextending ourselves each and every holiday system to give people the things, the kids, our family, the things that we never got as a kid, or the things that we always desired. But that's not truly okay. You think your house is an asset, but if you buy too much house, your house is a liability. You have to understand that getting yourself in a credit card debt is not going to be healthy. It's not going to pay off, and it's never worked. It's not going to outperform you investing your money. That 27% top compound on top of each other is not going to be good. You pay off your debts unless you get into good debt, whether it's using that to buy more real estate, for you to start a business, or you to be able to take calculated risk. That's the only time when debt is good. But do not use debt to buy things like cars, expensive jewelry, things like that. It's only going to set yourself back. It's never going to put yourself in a better position to help your family, to help yourself, to help your community. And people think that you need money to make money. That is not true. Of course, you need money to make money, but most of the things that you can do can start with just your mindset. You can bootstrap your way into certain situations. I started this with just my phone and information and my voice, and then over time it grew and grew as I continued to put work into it each and every day. People think that you need thousands of dollars to start investing. You get it started with as little as $1 or $5 in these bank accounts. So I don't need people to say that you need money to make money. You just need to start. You just need to execute. You need to be someone that's going to have that mindset that you want to be able to have more for your life. Or if you're not, you'll always be in a system where you're in that constant trap and that circulation of survival, of poverty, of grief, where you can't control where your situation is going to be. But I'd rather be someone that's always being a consumer of each and every day. You can either make more money or you can spend less in this society. A lot of people are making money, but they're spending on things that's not going to help. So you need to just start, whether that's $1, whether that's $5, whether it's $10. That can go way further than you just putting that money somewhere that's only going to put you in a more debt. Stop listening to people who are broke, people that aren't successful, people that are not where you want to be in order to become successful. Listen to people that's going to position you in a better position. People looking at people that are always in a position where they think that they can only be limited by their mindset or where they're from or what their situation is. But those are the people that are limiting you from where true success is. But if you hang around people that's going to help you win, help you grow, help you be in a new life that you always desired, will push you to new heights. Your level of exposure, your level of success. Expose yourself to people that's going to push you, people that's going to help you bring that next person of your life, the person that's going to help you reach that new level of success. It starts with discipline. It starts with yourself. It starts with your mindset. If you don't have any of those things, it doesn't matter how much money you make, you're going to lose every time. It doesn't matter how many people you try to talk to impress. You'll never be that fulfilled in your life. If you're someone that always wants to be able to have that sort of discipline, that self-intention, that purpose, that way you shift the way you think, can be the difference between you living that life you always desired and being in the current situation you are today. You're never going to be perfect, but understand that persistence is what's going to get you there. The people you hang around is going to get you there. And having that everlasting desire to win. So that's the most important thing is your mindset. If you don't have your mindset, you won't have your money. If you don't have that mindset, you won't have that success. So each and every day you wake up is a new opportunity to succeed. Everyone's talking about today. They're talking about tomorrow. They're talking about yesterday. But today you have an opportunity to change your life each and every second. And those small habits that you start today can be able to be the way that you can impact your life tomorrow. Building wealth isn't about the dollar amount, but it's about the amount, the thing between your head right here. And each and every day is an opportunity for that success. So that will conclude my video for today. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment. We'll continue to use this information to empower our communities. Follow me at Toy Pros 3. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. And we'll continue to build wealth and change our mindsets in our community.